Hello science fans, and welcome to SHE-ensya's Corner. Here, we kick back, relax, and talk about science events, both great and mundane, in the life of your resident Filipino scientist. It's February 4, science fans. I am Chana Camille Vinci Cruz Abeledo, your resident Filipino scientist, and welcome to episode 11 of SHE-ensya's Corner. So this week in quarantine, we had a starship explode during a landing test. But it is also the 25th anniversary of an amazing feat in the field of biotechnology. And we also have some early evidence that a COVID-19 vaccine may actually be halting transmission of the disease. Last Tuesday, February 2, 2021, SpaceX tested one of its giant silver Starship prototypes. As a concept, SpaceX pitched Starship as a vehicle big enough to carry large loads to the Moon or to Mars, effectively ushering the space race into the 21st century. What makes the Starship program unique and sustainable is how SpaceX is finding a means to reuse the Starship by innovating on technologies that would allow it to land back on Earth upon re-entry. Once reusable rockets become more commonplace, this would significantly cut the carbon footprint and costs of space travel, and thus expanding the concept of circular economy to space. As Elon Musk said, if we can figure out how to effectively reuse rockets just like how we reuse airplanes, the cost of access to space will be reduced by as much as a factor of 100. Initially, of course, the expected reduction in cost will be balanced off by the development of the technology needed to reuse these rockets. However, once the technology becomes commonplace, it will now be possible to create mega constellations of satellites all over the Earth to make communication more efficient. Earth observation will also be more accurate, but cheaper. And finally, we can actually make space tourism possible. Science fact: as exciting as space tourism sounds, a launch vehicle is subject to enormous forces, and the number of reuse cycles, which is essential for cost savings, will depend on robust design and materials. For manned missions, there must be high confidence that the materials have not been degraded in previous missions, and that there would be high likelihood that the crew and the passengers are safe. And this kinds of technology will still need a lot of development and testing. Successful reuse of remaining parts may require improvements in heat shielding and in the accuracy of landing engines. SpaceX has stated that their Falcon 9 rockets have materials that can withstand 100 launches, but the heat shielding materials may have to be replaced after every 10th launch. In the recent flight test, Starship launched vertically, then turned off its 3 engines one at a time to slow down before reaching its target altitude. Then, it dumped its oxygen and flopped onto its side to glide earthward using its stubby wings. Then came the maneuver that caused the December flight to crash as well. Basically, the rocket needed to rewrite itself, fire its engines, so that it can slow down before landing. The December landing failed because the rocket did not slow down enough before touchdown. It's not yet clear what caused the February 2 explosion, though the vehicle appeared to be moving very fast and to have not fully righted itself during the last moments of the live stream. I doubt if SpaceX would let this most recent setback stop them from developing sustainable space travel. And quite frankly, isn't it exciting to live in a brave new world where space travel might just be around the corner for everyone?
Space, the final frontier.
Now, this year also marks the 25th year anniversary of the world premiere of Dolly the Sheep. No sheep ever made bigger headlines than Dolly the Sheep, when scientists announced her existence in February 1997, although she had been born on July 5, 1996. Before Dolly, most scientists did not believe that a mammal can be cloned from an adult cell, although some embryonic forms of cloning have been reported. Science fact: Dolly the Sheep was successfully created by fusing the nucleus from a mammary gland cell of a fin Dorset ewe into an enucleated egg cell taken from a Scottish black-faced ewe. She was then carried to term by another Scottish black-faced ewe. But please take note that she is the genetic replica of the original fin Dorset ewe. Dolly remained alive and well long after her birth, with a functional heart, liver, brain, and other organs, until she got infected with a cancer-causing virus during an outbreak in their lab, leading to her death at age 6 in 2003. The technique used to create Dolly later became known as somatic cell nuclear transfer, and it has since been used to create other mammalian clones from adult cells. At the time, Dolly's birth instantly made the film Jurassic Park seem more realistic and raised the scary concept of human cloning. Currently, the applications of cloning are mostly limited to agriculture and is still in development for medicine. If you're interested in learning more about the process of cloning, please watch this video that will pop up over here right at the end of this one. Now for some other good news. Recent data has shown that the Oxford Astrazeneca vaccine may be able to reduce transmission of COVID-19 apart from preventing serious disease and death. To look at transmission rates, the researchers at the University of Oxford conducted weekly coronavirus tests of participants in the UK enrolled in a vaccine trial and found that the rate of positive results declined by about 67% after participants received one dose. Testing negative means no virus is present and makes it less likely that a person is infected, even asymptomatically. And if a person is not carrying the virus, then he or she has no chance of spreading the virus to others. Other vaccine studies, by contrast, have mainly tested people who showed symptoms of COVID-19. Not everyone enrolled in the trial, which means they couldn't tell how many vaccinated people were asymptomatic but still infectious to others. This is the first time that a vaccine has shown that it can stop the spread of the virus and not just prevent the disease. But of course, more evidence is needed to confirm this trend. So whether you're vaccinated or not, for the meantime, please stay at home, wear a mask when you're going out, and wash your hands frequently. And that's it for SHE-ensya's Corner this week. For more updates about the goings-on at SHE-ensya and your resident Filipina scientist, please follow SHE-ensya on Facebook and SHE-ensya in Instagram. Drop by our website also at www.she-ensya.com. You can also follow my personal IG account at chona.abeledo. I hope you were able to learn something from our episode of SHE-ensya's Corner this week. If you did, I hope you can give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe to our channel. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please don't hesitate to message me, your resident Filipina scientist, in the comments section below. Thank you very much, and see you around!